So I just pulled up to the skate park, and there's a lot of children there. I don't think it's school holidays yet, but there's a lot of small children. So I don't know if I'll be filming much. I just don't feel comfortable having the camera on when there's kids around. But we'll see. I want to work on like the front side turns in the mini area and just do some more bowl skating today. I'm really sore. I don't know if I mentioned it, but Monday night I had our first game of indoor soccer, which I haven't played in a long time. So I'm really, really sore, just from, exercise in general. Fuck this. I need to buy a ramp. I've kind of told myself I can't buy anything for a while because I need money for this Darwin trip soon, but afterwards, towards the end of the year, I'm definitely buying a quarter pipe. I found this one site that's got them for like $200-300 for like a 2-footer or 3-footer. So I might get that because I don't want to have to come down here every time I want to try something, especially because some of the kids in this town are fucked. Alright, so as I suspected, didn't get much of a skate in. There was just a group of very young children on scooters. Not their fault, I'm not blaming them, but they just kept getting in the way, and I didn't feel comfortable trying too much stuff with them within the area because they're unpredictable. And I think that's the problem with scooters. Scooters get a lot of hate. I used to be like that. I used to think they're fucking stupid and all that kind of stuff, but hey, do what you want to do if you enjoy it. But the problem, I think, with scooters is that they're just so accessible to very, very young people, to the point where I think there's probably like a 3 or 4-year-old kid just cruising around on a scooter, and they're unpredictable because they're not trying to do tricks, they're not trying to go on the ramps, they're just trying to roll around. So they could be in one spot and it's a clear shot for me to get on the ramp, but then once I get onto it and go to come back down, they'll be right in front of me. Or anything. They're just so hard to predict, and it makes it so much harder to skate around them. And I think that's why people hate scooters so much. And of course, I think scooter riders, like proper ones, the young ones anyway, have the same attitude that I think skateboarders had in like the 80s and 90s, where they know that people hate them and they just are fighting back against that in like an angry way. And that's not helping. That is why people don't like them. If they actually acted nice and, respectful and whatever, people probably would change their attitude towards them over time anyway. But yeah, I think the real problem with scooters is just the fact that all the young kids can just jump on one and fuck around and get in your way. Whereas skateboards, you give a skateboard to a 3-year-old and like they can't push, or they just sit on it, or whatever. Like, when I go skating with Vi, she can't push. She's like 2.5. She can't push, I have to push her. So, she'll be learning soon, I guess, but I don't know. Scooters are just a hassle. I've seen so many skate parks online that are like skateboard only. That's amazing. Like, I feel like that wouldn't happen here at all. Like, people would crack the shit, especially in Shep. I'd be less surprised if they made this skate park scooters only, because that's usually the dominant thing here. Just because, once again, so accessible. You can go down to Kmart, buy a fucking $30 scooter, chuck your kid on it, and let him go. Whereas with a skateboard, you can get a cheap one, but they're, crap. And, well, it's probably the same with scooters, but you know what I mean. Skateboarding has a much more difficult learning curve than scooters, and I feel like that's why people go to scooters first. And that's a real big thing for me. I want to make skateboarding big again. Like, I know I can't do it on my own, but I wanna be able to help kids. Like, I've talked to so many scooter kids at the skate park that like always say like, oh, I tried skateboarding, it was too hard, or something like that. I know one kid that was fucking awesome at skateboarding. Like, he was doing like massive airs over the box and all this crazy shit. And then one day he shows up on a scooter and he's like, nah, I'm just gonna ride scooters now. Like, yeah, cool if that's what you want to do, but I don't know. I'd just like to point out, again, I know I've said it a couple of times, I'd have nothing against scooters. If you want to ride a scooter, that's fine. Do your thing, enjoy yourself. Just, watch out for people. Don't get in their way. Don't be an asshole. Like, that's just life, though. Don't be a dick. That's the number one rule in life is don't be a dick. Like, some people have religion and all this stuff that, they say makes them a good person. But really all it comes down to is don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. So yeah, that's enough rambling. I'm hopefully going to come down a bit later now. Hopefully when I come down later, it'll be a bit better. It's getting really warm though, which is weird because it was freezing yesterday. It's really hot in this car. I'm going to go home and turn the aircon on. Bye.